Welcome to Dangerous Prototypes. I'm Ian. This week Dave Jones debugged an LCD with the Bus Pirate in a setup sort of like this, where we have a Bus Pirate driving a character LCD screen. We thought this was a good opportunity to show you our latest hardware and give a short demo. The Bus Pirate needs an adapter to drive an LCD for two reasons. First, the Bus Pirate doesn't have enough pins to drive an LCD alone. An LCD needs at least 6 pins and the Bus Pirate only has 5. Also, most LCDs want to be run at 5 volts and be interfaced at 5 volts, and the Bus Pirate runs at 3.3 volts. The LCD adapter crushes both of those problems with a simple 74595 logic chip. That's a chip that's controlled by 3 wires and gives the Bus Pirate control over 8 pins. That way it can control everything it needs to on the LCD. That chip's really inexpensive and readily available. That makes it easy to breadboard this circuit. If you don't want to, or you want a more complete interface, you can buy our nice adapter at Seed. But you can make this on a breadboard yourself in just a few seconds. This shows the sort of evolution of the LCD adapter. At this end is the very first one, with just basically the 595 chip and contrast adjustment for the LCD, a connector for the Bus Pirate, and some jumpers so you can configure the backlight somehow. Then we moved on to this one and we added an optional resistor for the backlight as well. Not all LCDs need a resistor, but some do. So just in case, we added a 10 ohm potentiometer here. That way you can set it to 0 if you don't need it. And this is the latest version of the LCD adapter. The labeling is a lot clearer, it's got our large fancy logos on it, and it's very clearly licensed public domain. It's also been put into a new standard PCB format, something like this. This is the third board this way. The first was the Bus Pirate version 3.6, and then the ATX board, and now this LCD adapter. All of our new boards and all new revisions of boards are going to move into these standard PCB footprints. It should make it easier to design cases, and it also makes it easier for us to lay things out. The adapter is set up to take a 1x16 pin LCD header. That's one of 2 common kinds. There's also a 2x8 pin header. That's what Dave had in his video, and at his suggestion we've added a 2x8 pin header to the middle of the adapter, and that'll go into production in a future version. The LCD screen plugs into the header like that, and then the 10-pin cable goes from the Bus Pirate into the adapter, and now we can start playing. We've opened a serial terminal to the Bus Pirate and hit enter a couple times. We can see that we're at the high impedance command prompt. That's where there's no input or output from the Bus Pirate, so it's safe to attach devices. We'll hit M for mode and choose mode 8 for the LCD adapter, and it reminds us we need an adapter. We've got it. We're good to go. First we'll hit capital W to turn on the power supplies. You can see the voltage regulator LED comes on. Also the LED on the board starts. We need to set up the LCD and configure it before we can use it. Fortunately, the Bus Pirate has macros for that. So we just hit 0 to show the macro menu. The first thing we want to do is macro 2. It initializes the LCD. That includes a reset. It asks us how many lines the LCD is. There's 2 types of LCDs, LCDs with 1 line and LCDs with multiple lines. We're using a 2x16 character LCD, so we want multiple lines. That's the default. Now the LCD is initialized and ready to go. This is a black on red inverse LCD. We can't see anything without power. So let's turn on the backlight. That's connected to the auxiliary pin, so we can use the capital A to turn on the auxiliary pin. You can see that the LCD came on, and you can see the cursor in the corner. If you can't see that, you might need to play a little bit with the contrast adjustment to get the contrast right. Things might be washed out or too dark. Now it's really easy to put text on the LCD with the Bus Pirate. We just type some text inside of quotation marks and send it. See, the text is displayed on the LCD. Some of the other macros will help us clear it. Macro 3, we can clear off that text and write something else. A couple of the macros make it really easy to test out an LCD. 6 and 7 fill the screen with characters or numbers. Let's try out macro 7. The Bus Pirate shows us what output it sent. You can also see that the screen is filled with characters. Now we know this LCD is working. Well, that's it for this week. If you want to get the LCD adapter or the Bus Pirate, both are available and in stock at Seed now. We'll be back next week, hopefully with something about our new standard PCB shapes, but it depends on getting everything lined up. Thanks for watching. See you next week.